How can someone profess to love you today and tomorrow end up killing you? Well, my dear friend, even though this sounds strange, unfortunately, that is exactly what happened a few days ago at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Kumasi, when this beautiful lady's life was cut short brutally, not by an armed robber, not by a thief, but by the one who professed to love her. I am talking about her boyfriend. Her boyfriend took her life. As to why he did it, I have no idea. But the story is, this young lady's life was taken or was cut short abruptly by her own lover. The question that I want us to ponder over today is, why would a lover become a killer? I'll be right back. Welcome back, my dear friend. Today is a very serious discussion. I want you to pay particular attention because this video may save somebody's life. You see, situations where lovers end up killing each other is becoming just one too many. Not quite long ago, just about 3 years ago, in 2021, on exactly 23rd March, a 26-year-old young man slit the throat of his own girlfriend, killing her instantly. Why do we keep hearing some of these things? Why is it that so-called lovers end up becoming murderers? What is the mindset of people who end up killing their loved ones? Or what causes this type of murder? So my dear friend, today I want us to look at this, and also we want to look at some danger signs, because whenever these things happen, there were red flags that should have alerted the victims to take the precautionary measures. So what causes this type of murder? You see, from a psychological perspective, many abusers or many people who abuse their loved ones in relationship have this overwhelming need for power and control. They don't see their partners as equal, but as someone that they have to dominate. And most times, these people have, this kind of past trauma or event that took place in their past, violent behaviors that they learned from probably their parents or those they grew up with when they were growing up. And these type of behaviors makes them see violence or abuse as normal. And so people like that have this common attitude in relationship. If I can't have you, no one will have you. That is serious. In Ghana and around the world, in fact, studies show that sexual jealousy and accusation of infidelity are frequent triggers for intimate partners who end up killing their partners. In fact, an abuser who is driven by jealousy or the fear of losing control can become extremely dangerous. And I want you to listen to this very carefully. Sometimes they might start with threat or minor assault, but eventually it escalates into something serious. But you see, another aspect of this whole situation is that sometimes the reason why people end up being killed is actually the victim's mindset. Let me explain. Some people, especially ladies, draw closer, listen. If you're a lady and you are in a relationship, I want you to listen to this carefully. Especially ladies, they often love their partners and hope that the abuse will stop. Listen, sometimes some people in relationship like this feel trapped by fear, by shame, or financial dependence because they depend on the guy for everything. They think that if I leave him, who's going to pay my hostel fee? Who's going to pay my school fees? Who's going to take care of my this and that? And so because of that, they feel trapped. Even though they are being abused, they think that if they go, they are going to lose all of these privileges. Sometimes the accusers would apologize after minor acts of abuse and make firm promise that it will not happen again, but it will surely happen. And so this cycle of abuse, tension building, and then explosion of violence, then some kind of a honeymoon phase of remorse where they apologize emotionally. I will not do it again. I'm sorry for this. I don't know what came over me. You know what I'm talking about. That unfortunately, sometimes after these apologies, they have sex and then they think that everything is all right. When this keeps happening, it makes the victim think that they cannot go anywhere, even though they see the red flags all over. They see the danger signs. They feel like, oh, he will change. Maybe he is under stress. But listen, when this happens over time, the victim's self-esteem is totally shattered, is destroyed. Then they begin to believe that they cannot live without their abuser, or that they are somehow, they somehow deserve it. Have you heard of that before? Some people think that they deserve to be beaten. So if a man who they are in a relationship with does not abuse them, they think that the man doesn't love them. And listen, all of these factors can keep someone in a relationship long enough to the point where they might even lose their life. If you're a Christian, I want you to understand that the Bible strongly condemns any form of abuse. Listen, you know what the Bible says? It says love is patient, love is kind, love is not easily angered, it does not keep record of wrongs. Any relationship that you find yourself in, young man, young woman, that is full of rage, fear, and hurt is not a relationship that is from God. It is destructive, it is evil, it will take your life away. So be careful. Now let me go back to the point, the main point. How would I know that my boyfriend or my girlfriend can be a potential killer? What are the danger signs to look out for in a person who is a potential killer? Now for this, I want to dedicate this to all young ladies and young men who are in relationships on university campuses, on Ghana, in all over the world. Because the case that we're talking about here of this beautiful young lady actually took place on a university campus. So what are the red flags? What are the signs that I will see? Or what are some of the things that when I begin to see in my boyfriend or in my girlfriend, it indicates that it is a sign that he or she may end up destroying my life? Number one, controlling behavior. In fact, one of the early red flags is controlling behavior. When we say controlling behavior, it is when the person wants to control everything about you. And sometimes it might even be misconstrued as care or protectiveness. But don't be fooled. Control is about dominance, not love. So how do I know that he or she is a controlling type? You see, when your partner tells you who you can be with, who you have to talk to, who you can't talk with, or what you must wear, or what you must not wear, be careful. That person has a controlling attitude. They might sometimes try to isolate you from friends and family so that you solely depend on them completely. When the person demands access to your phone, your social media, he or she checks your messages. I know you are laughing because, the guy keeps checking your messages. And he insists you account for every minute of your day. So when you went for lectures, after that, where did you go? I came around, you were not there. You were supposed to have closed lectures at this time. Where were you at this time? Who were you talking to? Be careful. People who have such an attitude, they are controlling people. Over time, they could even control your finances. They take your money so that they prevent you from having the ability to depend on yourself. They always want you to depend on them. And so listen, my dear friend, if you find yourself constantly adjusting your behavior to avoid upsetting your partner's rules, that is a serious sign of control. And sometimes it often starts small and then it worsens. Perhaps they first complain about a particular friend. Later, then they want you to cut off from that entire group of friendship. You were in a particular study group. They are not happy with certain guys in the study group, so don't attend the study group anymore. It's a sign. It's a dangerous sign. My dear friend, this kind of behavior is alarmingly common in abusive relationships. In fact, research indicates that emotionally abusive and controlling acts often go hand in hand with physical abuse. In fact, it is believed that up to 75% of women worldwide have experienced such controlling behavior by their partner. And usually, these behaviors are accompanied with physical violence. Remember, a healthy relationship is based on trust and mutual respect, not monitoring and command. You are not in a military zone. You are supposed to be in love. If your partner is excessively controlling, take it seriously, my dear friend. Love allows freedom. Control seeks trap. Don't be trapped. Listen, young lady, nobody has to trap you. You don't have to feel like this is the only person I have to be with. If the person is controlling your life, please break off from that relationship. The second thing that would enable you to know that the person may be potential murderer is intimidation. Intimidation. This means when the boyfriend or the girlfriend begins to use fear to control you, even if they have not physically hurt you before. An intimidating partner makes you feel like you could be harmed if you don't comply. I hope you understand that. They intimidate you. Do this, otherwise I'll do this to you. Well, if you don't do this, I won't buy this for you. You know, sometimes they come into your space without announcing. They do some of these things. They yell. They scream at you. They use degrading languages. Sometimes they out of anger, they punch the wall, pam, 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 to kind of intimidate you, to make you feel like, next time be careful, I can punch you. Okay? Sometimes they throw objects around. Or sometimes, even those who have cars, when you are with them in a car and they get angry, they drive recklessly. No matter what you say, they won't mind you. They just want to use fear to control you. So you see, the controlling behavior then goes to intimidating. When he or she doesn't get you to submit, then they intimidate you. I will draw this from you. I will no more buy this for you. I will no more allow you to do this. I will no more do that. They do things to make you feel fear so that you will bow down to them. I hope you understand that. So if you often find yourself afraid of your partner's reaction, that is not normal. My dear sister, my dear brother, you should never have to live in fear of the person who is supposed to care for you. I hope you understand that. Your boyfriend or your girlfriend is the one person in the entire world, where your parents are there in that context, who is supposed to be there for you. But if you are constantly in fear, you are actually having a boyfriend who is related to the devil himself, or a girlfriend who is related to the devil. Run away. And listen, legally, many intimidation tactics, such as, threats or destroying properties, are actually a form of abuse and can be reported to the police. Emotionally, sometimes it can take a toll of you and we don't know what to do. But if it becomes physical, when people intimidate you and they begin to destroy things around you, you have the right to report them to the police. Be careful of that. You see, Bible makes us to understand that husbands must love their wives and do not be harsh to them. In the same way, if you are in a premarital relationship, no one is supposed to intimidate you. No one in a courting relationship should be harsh or terrorize the other person. If intimidation is present in your current relationship that you have on campus, and sometimes what's worse is that in this relationship, your parents are not even aware of them. Yet you allow somebody to intimidate you, are constantly in fear. You don't even have the right to make a call. You dare not be in a situation whereby when he calls or when she calls, it is call waiting. You are dead. That is your sign. Run away. Number 3, increasing violence. You see, abuse often follows a pattern of escalation. What starts as just a push or a slap can intensify over time into severe beatings or even worse. So pay attention to any trend of increasing violence. Maybe the first incident was something very small during an argument. You were shocked, but he or she apologized and you forgave them, right? You know what I'm talking about. The next time it might have been a slap or a harder push that left bruises on your face. Over months, it could escalate into punching, kicking, and even to the point of using weapons. Listen, this is a red flag. This is a sign that you need to run away. Because once you begin to see that violence in your relationship keeps increasing, it will get to the point where it will end your life. Statistics shows us that most intimate partners or partner homicides, that is killing, are not isolated incidents out of the blue. No. there is always, or there is usually, a history of prior abuse. In fact, one study found out that in a large percentage of murders of women by their partners, the woman had been physically abused by that partner before. So the writings were on the wall. Each violent episode that goes unchecked can make the abuser bold. It's like they are testing your limit, and if there are no consequences, they push further next time. So be careful. If you see he used to push you, now he sometimes hits the wall and then bring the blow to your face and then push you. My sister, you don't deserve that. You deserve something better. Remember that any physical violence is unacceptable. In fact, under Ghana's law, assaulting someone is actually a punishable offense. So you do not have to wait for it to escalate into serious injury or to death. We don't want to attend your funeral now. So if you see this in a relationship, please take the necessary step. Number 4, intense jealousy and possessiveness. Now, listen to this carefully, because this is sometimes mistaken for love. Oh, they can't just bear to lose me. Oh, how sweet is that? Oh, be careful. You may end up being killed, because extreme jealousy is anything but sweet. It is toxic and potentially dangerous. It often comes with possessiveness. That is the idea that you belong to me. A jealous partner might constantly accuse you of flirting or cheating, even when you have done nothing wrong. They become angry and upset if you even speak casually with someone. Oh, you meet your course mates and you chat with them, you speak with them just for a couple of minutes, they are angry. Sometimes they may even try to control your interactions to guard against imaginary threat. I was watching this skit on TikTok of this lady fighting the husband. Why? Because she had a dream. She had a dream that the husband was cheating, and then she was angry. This is just a skit. But then the truth is that sometimes partners who are extremely jealous make up threats. They imagine that you may be cheating because you had a call. You imagine that you are flirting with somebody. Listen to me, my dear friend. Jealousy has been the motive behind many relationship crimes. Most men who killed their wives or girlfriends cited or suspected, or they claimed that they suspected that they were cheating on them. Jealousy is as cruel as the grave. Yes, my dear friend, jealousy can leave someone in the grave. So if your partner's jealousy goes beyond mild occasional insecurity to obsessive territory, be careful about that. It is not a sign of deep love. It's a sign of deep insecurity and potential abuse. A loving partner trusts you, respects you. A jealous, possessive partner monitors you and mistreats you and does not trust you. Don't think you can prove your loyalty enough to cure their jealousy. The issue lies with them, not with you or anything. So please, don't bother yourself trying to please them. Leave that relationship. Number 5, stalking. Now, stalking is a frightening warning sign that often emerges when you try to create a distance or end a relationship. It is when the person refuses to let you live your own life without them. They watch you, they follow you. Stalking behavior sometimes includes showing up uninvited at your home. You are there and they just come. They come to your workplace. They are frequently texting you, calling you, and sometimes some even go to the point of secretly installing spy softwares on your phone. So they hear your phone calls, they read your text message, your WhatsApp messages. They are basically everywhere after you. So if you ever feel like someone is always watching you, stalking you, monitoring you, call the police. Number 6, and this is going to be the final one I'm going to look at. Number 6, and that is threat to kill. Now, this you don't joke with. If your partner has ever, or keeps threatening to kill you, please, you don't play with it. It's actually a giant red flag that you might be killed. It might be a direct threat, like say, I will kill you if you ever leave me, or I'll kill myself if you leave me. Please don't joke with this. Don't mess with this. This is serious. In fact, 4 years ago, this US-based Ghanaian pastor who killed his wife, probably I'm sure you heard of it, he killed a wife in a broad daylight. This pastor actually, before the incidents of the murder, threatened to kill the wife.
Can I promise you something? Promise me. If I don't kill your sister, then me, I am free. You got the video, right?
Yeah.
You see that? And it's actually a very sad situation. So you see, threats indicate that your partner is imagining or intending legal harm. So listen, my dear friend, you are not being dramatic or overreacting when you take a death threat serious. No, not at all. It is very necessary. In fact, under the laws of Ghana, making a threat of death is actually a crime. It's a second-degree felony. If someone threatens to kill you, they can actually face up to 10 years in prison for just uttering that threat. And again, that law recognizes that a threat is often a prelude to action. So you have every right, dear friend. Even if you choose not to involve the police immediately, do not brush off threat as empty words. They are potential signs that you may end up being killed. Believe the threat and prioritize your safety. Don't wait around to see if they really mean it. By that time, it might be too late. Listen to me, my dear sister or a brother. If you are seeing any of these signs in your current relationship, please don't play with it. We love you. We don't want to attend your funeral. Take a step now. In fact, the Ghana Police Service also has a special unit. I know you know of it, DOSU. You can call DOSU. DOSU will be there to support you. Don't be afraid to reach out to the law. Some people hesitate because of the stigma or because the abuser begs them not to involve the police. But listen, involving the police can actually help you. If you don't want to go to police, involve somebody. And listen, let me just be frank. I'm not here to talk for the police, but I love you. So if you think that you have seen some of these signs and your partner keeps threatening you, please call DOSU. Their hotline is 055-1900, 055-100-900. Please call them. Remember, seeking legal recourse is not vengeance. It is protection. You have a right to live free from violence, and the law helps you to do that. Before I close, let me quickly share this with you. Steps you can take to escape from such dangerous relationship. Number 1, acknowledge the danger and decide to act now. Number 2, reach out for help. Number 3, safety plan. Have a plan. How do I go away? How do I leave the relationship? Because some people may continue to stalk you even after you have left the relationship. Number 4, document the abuse. Write it down. He started by doing this. He then did this. He then did that. Have a document of it so that you can make a case at the police. Number 5, choose the right time to leave. Find an appropriate time where you know you may be safe and leave. And after you have left the relationship, seek to stay safe at all times. And the Lord would help you. My dear friend, your life matters. Act now. Do not, and listen, please come closer, and I have to say this to you very carefully. Do not value a boyfriend or a girlfriend over your life. It is not marriage, and so it is not sinful to leave that relationship. Even if you are married, listen to me carefully. It is not sinful to leave an abusive marriage. Do not entertain your own death. You understand me? And I just want to say this to those who feel they are in danger. Your first duty now is to your own safety and the life that God has given you. Listen, we love you. You can reach out to us. You are not alone. There are people like Voice of All Media, the police, and everybody who care for you. So please take care of your life right now. And if you're also a friend or a family member to somebody that you think is in danger, please take action. Talk to them. Help them. Let them know the options are available so that they can run before they end up becoming victim. And I just want to encourage churches also, let's break the silence. Let people know that we are there for them. They can come and talk to us, and they will be free from judgment. Before I close, I just want to say that our deepest condolences from the Voice of All Media Ministry to the family of the young lady who was murdered brutally at KNUST. Our thoughts and our prayers are with you. And I'm praying for you, those of you who are still in a relationship that you see all these red signs. And I'm praying that God will help you to break free from that abusive relationship and save your own life. We shall come here again next week with another important episode of the truth that set free. Until then, remember the Bible says, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Shalom.